take apart the sweater you got off right now by each seam, and then place it on top of your fabric and cut it and then put it right back together. If you could take something apart,
You could put it back together.
Exactly. If you look exactly as how you take something apart, you could put it back together. So that's how I started learning I could do this shit without fucking having to go to a fabric store and buy a pattern for a jacket. I could just break this jacket right here.
Yeah, you literally use the molding of what the material was to begin with.
Thrift clothes. I was able to just break them apart and start making shit, and that's how I learned. I just taught myself, and I don't really like sewing. The shit is annoying. My back just started hurting. You feel me? Like I be having a pinch in my back. I'm like, damn, this shit is getting to me. So because sometimes I sew like this, so now I'm starting to like I have like a
Yep. You got to put it up a little bit higher.
Put it up higher. But I hate sewing. It's annoying as hell. It sucks. The needle breaks all the time. The shit gets jammed and I rip the fabric. Then I got to start all over again. It sucks. The only thing I like is the
end product.
The end product. When I see that end product and I'm like, yo, this shit look crazy and I made this shit, that's what gets my adrenaline running and gets me to work on the next product. But me pinning the shit and having to sew, I hate it.
Yeah, that's always the worst part about putting the shit together.
It's like that with me with comes to even.
And they could be recording, 3D printing. I'm gonna start charging you.
So what's up, everybody? This is your boy Richard Picasso.
Yeah. Change the combo real quick.
This with G out of character, of course.
Hey, yo, what up, everybody?
We got crushed ice in the bag. I don't want to leave him out of this.
There you go.
We didn't have to scream that loud.
Smallest person in the room, loudest voice. And introduce our special guest, Yo-Yos.
We have a very special guest here. A man I highly respect, love. Everything he's done in the fashion world has always been phenomenal. Always topping his next creation to the next creation.
There you go.
Probably seen the Kosher Dills Menorah hat. You probably see him with the Louis Vuitton bag coat. You probably see him do designs for Post Malone, do designs for Malu, right? Malu, sorry. Malu Trejo.
There you go.
Don't beat me up for that. And just being an all-around creative person everywhere, ladies and gentlemen, just give it up for Ari Serrano.
Let's go.
To the moon, rocking the whole To the Moon gear.
Thank you.
Go.
Shout out to the Moon. I seen you promote them heavy, and they look incredibly awesome. Like, I definitely got a cop, because my birthday's coming up, and I don't really want to get messed up. My birthday's tomorrow, so I'm trying to.
For real?
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Birthday's tomorrow. It's crazy, right?
Appreciate it.
That's why you got the shiny joint on.
Yep. This is a women's 3X.
The Elton John.
This nigga's stupid.
They have an Elton John jacket that I do want to get to that looks really fire. It has like stars on it, and in the back it says in gold letters Elton John.
Isn't that crazy how far we've come? When Eminem was making fun of homosexuals and then they go to doing songs together and performing on stage. Isn't that sick, bro? Like, money talks, bullshit walks, right? Goes to show you. Yo, full disclosure, my last name's Serrano too.
For real?
That's funny, right?
You're Puerto Rican?
Yeah.
For real? What part of Puerto Rico?
I'm from Queens though.
But what about your fam?
I don't even know how to say the name.
San Lorenzo?
No, Pio Cuadra, something like that. But yeah, I got the same last name.
Wow.
My family's from the Bronx though, from Fordham.
It's funny because my mom told me that her grandparents was living in the Bronx, and then when the fires happened or something, they bounced to Connecticut. So maybe I was supposed to be in the Bronx, but by the time my mom was born, they was already in Connecticut.
Wow, Connecticut living so much different, right?
Yeah.
And then you come down to the city, you're like, I mean, but that's kind of better. Like, living down here sometimes can get oversaturated.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? At least sometimes I get a little happy being able to go to like a rural area, like where I live, and then, get a bus train away from the city where all the shit is going down.
Exactly. That's how I feel. I feel like New York is so like hustle and bustle and moving so fast, and then I get to just take this 1 hour and a half train to just like this suburbia, but still Connecticut has like you know, towns where it's hustle and bustle too. So it's like a
You got hoods in Connecticut?
yeah, there's mad hoods in
They got
Connecticut.
project buildings in
Yeah,
Connecticut?
they got
Yeah.
mad, like I'm from a town called Norwalk, Connecticut. That's where I'm born and raised. And people think there's nothing there, but bro, we got like 5 hoods literally, and it's all housing projects. So wherever the housing projects is, that's where the
That's
hoods
where all the
is
shit's at,
Yep.
yeah.
So
And marijuana legal over there?
yeah, it's legal
They have
now.
they
yeah,
have
in
their
Connecticut, yeah.
dispensaries and
It
everything.
just got legal a year ago.
See, yeah, I knew it had to be recent because Connecticut's a little strict, right?
Yeah, it's straight.
A little strict.
But it's also bad. Like the town I live in now, Bridgeport, Connecticut. If you look it up, is like it used to be one of the like top 5 baddest towns in the United States.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you know the martial artist slash actor Michael J.
Michael J.
White.
White.
Michael J.
Michael
White?
J. White?
Yeah.
White, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That did-
Spawn.
Jai White.
Jai
Yeah,
White.
Spawn.
Jai
That
White.
Yeah.
did Spawn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Spawn.
He's from Bridgeport, Connecticut, born and raised. And then while he was 15, he moved to Brooklyn. And I think Brownsville, and go look it up. He claimed that Bridgeport, Connecticut was 10 times more worse than Brownsville at that time, bro, when he moved, which was in the 90s and shit. So there's a lot of like shit that people love to be like, Connecticut ain't shit, like it's suburban, but it's really not. And I feel like it's not just Connecticut, Nebraska, Minnesota, anywhere you
Yeah,
go,
yeah.
it's gonna be places.
You're gonna have
where
your
it's-
hoods.
Yeah,
There's
it's
a great,
hoods,
there's
yeah.
a nice area, and then there's the bad area.
Keeping it a buck though, you know, like I still don't get it. I'll get a kick out of it, you know. I was up to like 5 a.m. tripping shrooms, watching fucking, you know, slum fights and bum fights. But the first thing that always happens is everybody whips out their phone. You know what I'm saying? In real hoods where shit goes down, in third world countries and Latin
People
America,
help this shit,
these
yeah.
niggas don't whip out the phone. They whip out something else. And everybody runs. You feel me? Like, nobody sits there. Yo, it's crazy. Somebody's getting their ass whooped. And somebody you see this bitch in the background. She's just like getting her life together because she's drunk. And the first thing she pulls out is her phone to start recording. Like, get out of the way, bitch. You're going to get hurt. Like, but in those areas, though, that's why, you know, they make the jokes, but it's the truth. When most of the murders and the craziest things happen in the quietest places.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? Most of that crazy stuff happens where nobody is, and where it don't have to be like publicized. When you don't have to put it in the newspaper, when you don't have to let the media know, you could just keep it hush hush, and it looks better for you as a county, as an
And
officer.
if there's some like wild shit happening in the background that we're not supposed to know, they could hide it easier.
Like the Murdoch shit, like this Murdoch shit that's going on.
Oh yeah, the Alice Murdoch
That
case.
that entire family has been getting away with murder for years, and the reason being is because they had the whole town on smash, to the point where the son has a drinking and driving boat accident, and when the cops show up, they don't do nothing to the kid. The kid's, yo, B, I got a DWI, and I was arrested and in Rikers while I was in the car. Yo, this dude was free to walk around the hospital, talk to all the people that were all on the boat, all come up with a irrational story, all have a lot. Why? Because his pops is, and you could only do that in these small counties, B. You don't really get away with that shit in New York. I don't think people that are gangsters, so like the real gangsters anyway, are so braggadocious in New York. Feel me? If my dad is like a police commissioner, I'm not gonna walk around with my balls on the floor. I'm just gonna know. I got into a fucking car accident last night and I went home. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so being from like, you know, Connecticut and, you know, being born and raised there, what inspired you to want to like get into the whole fashion? What was something about fashion that just made you want to like keep pursuing and grow and build your craft into it?
I think that maybe me being from Connecticut and like it being so corny out there, like,
Stupid.
me being like wanting to be from New York, but I never really was out here. I didn't come out here till I was like 24 probably, and I started sewing around like 25. So I feel like being from Connecticut really made me want to be different. You feel me? Want to stand out more.
Were you the standout person in your bunch growing up?
Like growing up in high school and middle school, I was mad shy and like introverted. And then I think as when I graduated and I was reselling thrift clothes. I used to just resell
Really?
Ralph Lauren and like jerseys and FUBU shit like that I would find in thrift stores. And then
How'd you pop up with that idea?
I
That's
used to
random.
just go, yeah, just random. I used to just go to Goodwills and get fly at thrift stores, and then one of my boys was like, "Yo, you should resell your shit. I think you could make money." And then I was like, "All right, let me start a business where I could just resell my clothes." And this is like prior to Beacon's Closet ever, like and all these stores opening up. This is prior to that, so this is when you could make a good amount of money selling thrift shit because there wasn't like stores like that. You would have to go to Goodwill or like Salvation Army to find like thrift shit. You feel me? So then once I started doing that for like a year, I started I think I seen this girl on Instagram sewing and making custom shit, and that shit just blew my mind. Like, oh shit, I can make custom pieces that nobody ever has out of the used stuff that I'm paying nothing for. So then it just blew my mind like that. But I think me coming from Connecticut, I wanted to just be different to all the people in Connecticut because all my homies was just gangsters, just play ball. Either we played ball or football, and they were trying to make music. They were trying to be rappers. There was none of my friends that did clothes at all. I think I just did it out of a desperate kind of pushed in the corner type shit. Like
It was almost a necessity, you think, for you,
yeah,
right?
I had to just do something different, and like once I started sewing and I knew how easy it was, kind of, and how simple it was. I
It
was
came
like,
to you.
yo, it's a rap. I'm about to go crazy with this shit. Yeah.
It came to you. You know that's
It's like a spark you get. Like
yeah.
you know,
You found your
you
niche.
feel it. You're like, yo, this is what I was meant to do for my whole life, type shit.
You found your niche. You know, and it took you to recognize it too. You know, because a lot of people. It sucks when people are talented and they don't do nothing with it, or when they don't have direction. You know, and they don't recognize it. When you get stuck at your job 9 to 5, 40 hours a week, or you get stuck behind the 8 ball of people around you being so great, shining, being great, and you're just like, why can't I get my? What can I get my? So you don't get to recognize it. You know, not. I saw something the other day. When you don't challenge yourself, then you're never really gonna see what you're made up of. And that's the biggest fear that we all have is the challenge of picking up that sewing kit, picking up that pen, being something outside the box of the norm. It's easy to be a rapper nowadays. And I say that with all due respect. You don't have to be a famous one, but you come pretty goddamn close with TikTok now. You come pretty goddamn close. And you could come close with not even rapping your own lyrics.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can be that. And even videographers. You know, I know there's people that go to school, but I know people that don't go to school. And it just, they have the brain for it.
Yeah.
So they sit there and they put 15, 24, 36 hours in a computer, not peeing, just to get the job done. You know what I'm saying? Like, once you find your niche, it's like, you just know it, second nature to you. So you didn't feel weird sewing?
I kind of
At first?
I did. But I remember in middle school, I had this what's it called, home economics class where they teach you how to cook. We cook like Rice Krispies, and then they told you how to sew like a pillow. So I learned back then. So then when I was like, yo, I'm about to pick it up again, I kind of was like, I remember catching on pretty easily back then. So it's not gonna be that hard. So I went on YouTube, seen how to set up the machine, bought a machine at Walmart for like $100.
Yeah.
And then
That's fucking dope.
yeah, once I got back into it, it felt like good. It felt good. Like I told you, I felt like I was supposed to be doing this like for a while, and I was like, wow, this shit feels
What was the first
crazy.
thing you made?
I made like a pocket shirt. I remember I had like a yellow t-shirt, and I just took another t-shirt and just cut out a pocket, and then I put like 3 pockets like in the middle, and then I put like mad pockets on it. And then once I did like a square, because a pocket is just like a square, you feel me? And then I was like, yo, I'm about to make a shirt. And then I remember I just took the fabric, and then I put one of my t-shirts on top of the fabric and cut it out like that. And I started learning that you don't need patterns, because if you could take apart the sweater you got off right now by each seam and then place it on top of your fabric and cut it and then put it right back together. If you could take something apart,
You could put it back together.
exactly. If you look exactly as how you take something apart, you could put it back together. So that's how I started learning I could do this shit without fucking having to go to a fabric store and buy a pattern for a jacket. I could just break this jacket right here.
Yeah, you literally use the molding of what the
I had.
the
Yep. And
material
since I
was
had
to
so
begin
much
with.
thrift clothes, I was able to just break them apart and start making shit. And that's how I learned. I just taught myself. And I don't really like sewing. The shit is annoying. My back just started hurting. You feel me? Like I be having a pinch in my back. I'm like, damn, this shit is getting to me. So because sometimes I sew like this, so now I'm starting to like I have like a
Yep. You got to put it up a little
yeah, I
bit
gotta
higher.
put it up higher. Um, but I hate sewing. It's annoying as hell. It sucks. The needle breaks all the time. The shit gets jammed and I rip the fabric. Then I got to start all over again. It sucks. The only thing I like is the after, like
End product.
the end product. When I see that end product and I'm like, yo, this shit look crazy and I made this shit. That's what gets my adrenaline running and gets me to work on the next product. But me pinning the shit and having to sew, I hate it.
Yeah, that's always the worst part about putting the shit together. Putting the shit together. You know?
It's like that with me with comes to even for yo-yo, and it's like I tried nailing these tricks, and my yo-yo get like a knot, and I'm like I'm trying to get this knot out, or there's like a trick that I'm just sitting there like for an hour.
You be
just
giving
doing
me
one
carpal tunnel though when I see
Yo,
you.
I
Yeah.
feel like I'm gonna get carpal tunnel in my fingers at some point where I'm gonna be like this at some point in my life where I'm gonna have to learn to yo-yo with nubs, and but I can understand like just putting so much hours and hours of work, and then when you get that final end result where like you finally got your creation like down, like you can physically see it, it's like one of the most beautiful things on earth. And you know, I can honestly relate to that very well. Like it's a beautiful thing when you finally have something that not only that it's created, but you created it. Like nobody helped you, nobody got in your ear and made you like change anything. It was you. You made it happen, and I respect that a lot for you. And I've seen pretty much almost damn near all your creations so far, and they've always been like
Dude, you know,
magical.
doing it twice is always the fun part though. Like, you know, it's one thing when you pass the level and yeah, fucking yeah, do it again. Do it again. You know what I'm saying? Like now do it again. Yeah, and then you think you take it naively, you're like I could do it again. And you're sitting there for another fucking 24. Oh, I can't do this shit. I'm fucking pissed. Like, I don't know what's more satisfying sometimes. Like, actually completing the little task or the end product.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes those little tasks are just so satisfying. When you be sitting there for so long trying to thread that needle, so to speak, and you just can't, you know, and finally when you get it through, you're just like, ah. But then, I don't know about you guys, but I'm always an unsatisfied person. So there's always
That's how I am. Kinda.
something more to do. There's always something more to conquer or take over or incomplete. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm my own worst critic. There's nobody else that could beat me up more than I beat myself up over. Like, it's just not good enough. It's just not good enough.
Wow. So when it comes to like all the creations you've done, like what was like one of the biggest looks you got, like whether it was like a magazine or you did this creation for a person? What was like, did somebody like reach out to you and was like, yo, I saw your work, I gotta have you for like my project or this suit for this tour? Like, you have any idea?
I would say my most famous one is when I got hit up by Post Malone. Then that was through New York Nico.
Oh yeah.
That was probably the biggest one.
Shout out to New York Nico, by the way.
Shout out to New York Nico. I love him, man.
I love you too, man.
When he hit me up saying that Post Malone wanted a custom joint, that shit had me like unbelievable. But other than that one, I would say the most recent one where ERYKAH BADU, she showed like this verse I made her in like a Vogue I heard, well, basically I didn't know. I seen the video prior to me knowing that she got a Vogue cover. So ERYKAH BADU got the cover of Vogue this year for the 50 years of hip hop or something like that.
Okay.
So in that magazine, they went to her crib and did like a vlog of her crib, and in her crib is when she showed off this thing I made her. So that was like the most recent to me. It was kind of bigger than Post Malone because I fuck with.
I mean,
Post
it's
Malone.
ERYKAH BADU, bro.
Yeah, like I'm a posty. I fuck with you. I'm a big fan of yours. But ERYKAH
That's
BADU,
ERYKAH
bro, I
BADU, bro.
knew way prior to Post Malone.
Course.
You feel me? Like
Yes.
I grew up as a kid
In
listening
the
to
90s,
ERYKAH BADU.
2000s.
Yep, my mom. So like that, my mom called me when that happened. You feel me? My mom don't really know who Post Malone is. You feel me? So When that happened, that shit definitely took me like by surprise. And also behind that story, gave that bag to Erykah Badu like almost a year and a half ago, and she didn't never show it or nothing like that. So I had kind of came out her head like, "Yo, what happened to the purse I gave you and shit?" She was like,
Well, you DM'd her? Or,
"Yeah." I was
yeah.
like, and she was like, "Oh, like I don't know what happened to it." I'm like, "What?"
I
And I
mean-
got at her. I don't know if you remember. I put a post on my page, like a post saying, "Yo, Erykah Badu like threw away my purse and shit like that." Do you remember that? And she replied like, "Yo, what are you doing?" And then no lie,
Yeah.
remember?
Oh
And, like,
shit.
it was this big controversy.
I
And
remember
I kinda
that
came
shit.
at her head on some because I thought she threw out my purse. And then look, a month ago, I see a video.
Did you apologize? Did you
Hell
apologize?
yeah! I was like, "Yo, I'm so sorry." She was like, "I told you, little nigga." Like,
I told
that ass. Like, she told me too. She was like, "I got your purse in Vogue." But this is a year ago when I asked her that. So in my head, I'm thinking, you lying. Like, you just saying that. You feel me? To just get me to not air you out right now. And then look, I guess they must have did that shit a while ago, and she
Yep.
was right. So I was just like, damn, I feel crazy. And I hit her up, and I was like, yo, I'll make you anything you want. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, I came at your head wild, but like, I'm sensitive about my stuff.
I'm
which is
sensitive
some-
about my shit.
Which is what Erykah Badu said. So she started laughing. She was like, I like you and shit. She was like, you're mad cool. Let's just keep working from now on out. You feel me? And that's
No,
it.
that's passion though. You know, you created it. You made it. Forget the fact that you got paid. Forget who you made it for.
Exactly.
Fact of the matter is you put your hard work and effort into something. And yeah, bro, you can most hip hop artists, most comedians, most famous people, even actors. How many times we see actors in a movie and we're like, ooh, you cringe. And you could tell that actor didn't want to do that role, but they just did it for the bag. You know what I'm saying? Like, none of those people are going to come out on the majority whole, come out and be like, listen, my bad. It wasn't my best set. It wasn't my best performance. It wasn't my, they're good. I got the bag. I'm out of here.
Yes.
You know, you take passion in your art. So you were sitting there like, yo, hold up.
And
That's my shit, yo.
And I also gotta say, just to go stuff marginally off topic, like I gotta give you your thanks for everything when it comes to knowing you, because you actually like, he's actually like the one that inspired me to actually want to go outside more and just see what was out there, because I will always see
The
you,
man from Connecticut?
yes, the man from Connecticut, because it's like every time I always see you post something or like you out in the world, it's like this man lives in Connecticut and he's just like
Everywhere, yeah.
everywhere.
So that's another thing I try to maintain is like, I'm from Connecticut, but I'm going to be more outside than the niggas in New York. That's what I told myself. Like, and when I met New York Nico on the street, I think I met him. We're at some barbecue I went to, and he was like, "Yo, you from New York?" And I like got stunned, you know, because sometimes I get scared that if I tell somebody I'm not from New York and they meet me in New York and they respect me for my grind, and I'd be like, I'm not from here. I get scared to think that they're gonna be like lose respect for me and like admiration. So when he asked me, I got stunned, and I'm like, nah, I'm not from New York. I'm from Connecticut.
He got tourist remorse.
And yeah, he was like, so what, bro? He was like, you're outside more than a lot of niggas in New York, so that makes you a New Yorker, bro. You feel me? So don't let that shit get to you and shit. Like, it's the grind and how much work you gonna put in. And ever since he said that to me, I kind of went even 100
Yo.
times more. Like, oh, all right.
Nico be putting that fucking spark in
Yup, and I
everybody.
kind of just
man.
went crazier, and I was like, yo, if it only cost me $30 to $35 to get here, and I got $35 today, I'm out. Yup, and this event, I'm out.
Yup.
And then I would just go, and then
Mingle
yup,
network.
an opportunity would come, and I would make that $30 right there, and then I would be like, yo, I ain't paying nothing for this trip. So in reality, shit, all I need to do is just get up early and so
Yes.
I started putting that in my head. Yo, if I just make the money when I get there, I'm not paying nothing for my trip. So I'm basically coming off with an opportunity and bread and all this shit. So in my head, it was just like this explosion, bro, all at once. Like, yo, I could just take this fucking train over here and reap all these benefits that I
fucking
can't
good.
reap an hour away. Like, Connecticut is only an hour away.
Like
but
what,
you
though?
cannot reap none of you can't set up on the street of Connecticut and sell clothes.
Why
at
not?
all. They're gonna stop you and be like, "What the fuck are you doing? You can't do this. This is not New York." In New York, I was able to just set up my clothes and be there from 9 a.m. till 10 p.m. and make $1,000 in one day. Dead ass. I cannot do that in Connecticut.
Damn.
I could maybe if I go to the projects. I'm not gonna make money.
No.
You feel me? In New York, if I go to fucking Williamsburg, I could be there all day. Nobody's bothering me. So then it just blew my mind. I'm like, yo, what the fuck am I doing in Connecticut?
Like,
Why am I staying here just to fucking stay here for nothing? There's no.
there's
And
a lot
you didn't
of
have a-
opportunity, no money making stuff out here.
I could have a store in Connecticut. And
You
shit.
didn't have no
Who's gonna
aspirations
pull
for
up?
school though. You didn't have no aspirations for college, for
kinda was
school.
like
You
a
didn't want to be a
pothead.
doctor.
I was like a pothead in high school, and like my parents didn't. They let me just get.
They didn't.
high.
They didn't push you for it. Yeah, same
Now when I
here.
think about it, I'm like, how come my parents didn't tell me to do my SATs? How come I didn't go to like no college?
Well, they probably
shit?
working. They probably
Maybe that's what it was.
9 to
yeah,
5 people,
like,
40 hours a
parents
week.
got-
I was a middle child of 3, so like
Oh, you got caught in the matrix though.
I think that I was like a kind of like they tried with my older brother, they tried with my like, and me, I was kind of just like.
Well,
they just
being
let
the
me
middle
do it,
child,
yeah.
you were supposed to get it. You see what the older one does. You see what the younger one does. You should get it. That's how parents will look at it. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll put the responsibility of we should know, but you know, thankfully there's a creative bone in your body though.
Exactly.
Somewhere in your family there's
Well,
a
my dad is a carpenter.
There you
and
go.
he's ill with wood, like
There you go.
work, like crazy. And
Jesus was a carpenter.
my mom was like a child watches kids and shit.
Okay.
Babysitter
Like
type thing.
yeah, like that. But she worked in like school system. But she was mad creative with like what's it called? She used to scrapbook a lot. Like she used to come home and cut out pictures and like make scrapbook like image like on paper and like write what like. So I think that mixed with my dad being a carpenter got me to like subconsciously be crafty as a kid. Because if you look at my stuff, it's arts and crafts.
Hey,
Hello,
That's my sister.
nice to meet you.
Hi, sorry. Oh, what's up, Crush? I see you. Oh, I'm just letting you know I'm borrowing your jacket.
She always steals my clothes.
What's his name?
Who?
Where you going?
Damn.
What's his name? You don't be asking her. That's your sister, nigga.
She lives her life for her.
Let him know I want you home by 5.
Okay, Daddy. I got you.
All right. Have a good day, sis.
So you didn't. You know what? You haven't. So you didn't have any inspirations. Like there were no people
My
that you
older
looked.
brother was like 3 years older than me. So I went to high school when he was a senior. I was a freshman, and he was mad fly. So I got all my fashion inspiration from my older brother because he used to rock jerseys. He was the first person.
Good old days.
Rocking Ralph Lauren polos. I used to be like, yo, what is that? Why you wearing that? He was like, oh, don't rock the USBA. That's not polo and shit. And he used to kind of get at me and play me for my fashion sense. So I had to like look at him and level up like that. And then I kind of remember, like, when my brother was like a junior or sophomore, he had them NBA pants with all the patches on them.
Yo,
the big
those
patches.
are fire.
And I remember he was throwing them out. And for
Lloyd Banks had them shits.
Yep.
In the Warrior video.
And for some reason, I was like, yo, let me get those. And he was like, wow. I was like, I'm about to cut out patches. And I remember I cut out patches. And when he seen me in my room cutting out the patches and I had them in a pile, this nigga took all the patches and started pinning them to his wall in his room. And I got mad. I remember I was like, yo, I wanted to like make something out of them patches, but I couldn't because he just took them back. But now that I think back, I was like in 8th grade then. I subconsciously was
Conjuring,
wanted to
yeah.
work with fabrics and subconsciously wanted to rework my brother's clothes. You feel me? So I
Have
feel
you
like I
designed
had it
anything for
all
them
the
now?
time. Nah.
They haven't asked you?
I designed a Giants Jets jersey. Like on the front it was Giants, on the back it was Mets from my brother. Jets.
That's dope.
One time for my brother, but like he's not into that shit. He's so like I feel like Connecticut people are either you're creative or you're just like a zombie, like a robot. And my brother's just like kind of a robot. He just
Pero soy
wears,
boricua. It's so crazy.
he just wears regular clothes, nothing custom. If you make him something custom, he's not gonna. He thinks, you know what it is? Some people that wear custom clothes like that. since it's a Giants in the front and the Jets in the back, my brother feel like niggas is gonna play him. Like
Well, it's not an original.
Exactly.
That's an old school
"My nigga,
mentality.
You look crazy as fuck. You got a Giants jersey with a Jets jersey. You look stupid as hell.
Yeah.
Those is the niggas in Connecticut that my brother's chilling with. They're not chilling with.
I'd rather rock that than a fucking $1,000 shirt with fucking holes in them.
I know, but the niggas in Connecticut state of mind is to play anything that they don't see that's already being sucked off by the mainstream. So custom
But
shit
that's crazy.
isn't cool. You feel me?
Connecticut shouldn't have the right to do that because we drive past that state. Like half the time, people don't even recognize they drove past it.
So trust me, that happens a lot. When I wear custom shit in Connecticut, people look at me like
you
a
be
clown,
looking fly.
bro.
Really?
Nah, like a clown. They're like, the fuck you got on? That shit look dumb.
Really?
Why you think I come to New York a lot all the time? Because when I come to New York, nobody says nothing to me. I blend in, especially in Bushwick. That's where I used to live.
So would you live there, given success, enough money to buy a house?
In Connecticut, I would buy a house in Connecticut, yeah, but I would probably buy it in like a more city town, not like a suburban town. It would probably be like
What's the city for?
I would say New Haven is one of them.
Yeah, New Haven.
Bridgeport's
Stanford?
one of them. Stanford is one of them, kind of like downtown Stanford is looking mad nice right now, and Hartford, which is the capital.
So how's the women in Connecticut?
The women are incredible, honestly.
That's the best part of Connecticut.
I love the women in Connecticut, honestly, and I feel like for y'all New Yorkers, like it's even better because I feel like Connecticut women love New York niggas.
Yo, we gotta go hunting.
Let's go.
Duck season.
Max B got a song called Connecticut Girls or some shit like that.
Yeah.
I swear to God.
That's Connecticut girls. All right. I'm off this whole week for my birthday, so I might take a trip.
I'm trying to take him to a strip club.
Go to see.
Like, yo, most of the girls that meet in Connecticut always want to come to New York with me. Always, bro.
You don't bring them though.
Not really.
You don't want that baggage.
I just got out of a relationship like a year ago, and it was so bad that like I'm good.
Same.
How long were you with her?
Like 4 years.
So breaking up for 2?
Yeah. So
Together 4, breaking up for 2?
I'm trying to be like super single for like 4 years. Yeah.
I got mine back in November.
Nigga, be single forever. Don't get into
He met her.
relationships.
My ex, like she loved everything that you do. She would talk about like, oh look,
You're not with her no more.
Nah, we broke up in November. Yeah, it sucks, and she still.
That's because she didn't want to get you. She didn't want to get you a
Christmas.
Christmas present. That's why.
Good, I ain't get one either so far.
I'm letting you know, next chick that I date, I want a polygamous relationship.
But Connecticut girls are bad, bro. I ain't gonna lie, and they're not as ratchet as.
They're a little bit more proper.
They're
No.
proper, yeah. Like I've been around these New York girls, bro. I'll be like, damn, like this girl is like me, like you feel me? Like the ones I be meeting, she'll like talk to me on some, what up, nigga? Like you feel me?
Yeah, that
You be like, yo, what's up, bitch?
Shit. Yeah, I'm like, oh,
that's not. You don't know. You feel you feel weird when a girl talks to you like that. But then
Yeah,
imagine you in bed with them and you hitting it from the back, and she's like, "Hit that shit harder, nigga."
that's what I'm saying. Like, nah.
You gotta look down on her like.
So Connecticut got more like I feel like females kind of act more like females.
Like women, yeah.
Like
women,
preppy and all that.
But we do got, the ones that try to act like the nigga is weird. I don't know why girls is doing that. That shit is so unattractive.
You know what it is that they feel.
I think they're the ones that
think
hang out with guys as a kid.
I think
Guys
people.
only,
I think people are bored. I think people are bored. That's why they want to identify as sticks. You know what I'm saying? Like people are just bored. Over the years, look, the internet did a couple things, positive and negative. You know, when you got the internet, when I think about it, it's like, as a dude, if I want to see hot chicks, I can just look at my phone now, right? See, as a female on the other end of that, she's like, if he wants to see hot chicks, he can just look at his phone now. So for women, it's like they kept going in the direction of fat asses, big tits, fake this, fake that, and I'm all for it. I'm with it. And then all of a sudden, they was like, fuck it. The ass and tits ain't getting the niggas no more. Let's start acting like them. And all of a sudden,
Right.
And all of a sudden, niggas start, and now niggas started finding dyke bitches attractive.
Yeah.
Because it's like they ran out of something to like. Yeah. It's like, what? You want to be called a nigga? Like,
because the dyke bitches be spitting game like they niggas.
I ain't gonna lie, dyke bitch suck a mean dick
No.
though. I ain't gonna lie, I got a blowjob from a dyke bitch.
There's a
What?
never
I,
had
oh,
that.
I got.
There's a famous
Matter of
chick.
fact, I have, bro. Now that I think about
See?
it, it's like a white chick, and it was right too. But she's like bi. She's not like, you feel me. But now that I think about it, she's more butch than she is like a woman, and she probably gave me the best
they're
head I ever
good.
got.
They're
yo.
I told you about that chick, Jazzy. I
You
think her
gotta
name
watch
is.
fucking dykes, cause
No,
Wow.
no, they'll
you
leave
look
me
like a
out.
dyke will fuck you
No,
up.
dude, probably. There's a famous chick named Josh. She like a fat ASAP Rocky. She literally has an album called "Songs for Women, Free Game for Niggas," and this fucking shit is flames from song track 1 to track 10, and it's literally her just spitting game like she's a nigga. Going in like, yo, I want to pump, lift you up, and take you down. I'm gonna get in between them legs and tear it the fuck up, like going hard. Like, yeah, I want to go in hard and tear it up too.
Nah, bro.
Shout out to Jazzy, by the way. She's fucking dope.
Some women gotta stop with all that shit though, because you know it's alright. It's alright. It's, you know, but when it comes to like being a lady, there's something that's more attractive about being a lady. You know what I'm saying? Than all that ratchet rah rah. Like, I can't stand that. I had a chick. I was in the car, and I had hit the brakes because the car in front of me stopped, and the guy's cursing me out through his rear view, and then his bitches curse me out. I'm over here just like, and the girl I'm with,
Wait, crazy.
we just started dating. The bitch opens up my passenger door. Show what up? Blah, 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 blah.
Oh,
I was
nah.
yo, I said, you better get in the car right now.
I'm
Nah.
gonna leave you.
She,
at-
yo, I had
bye.
to. I had to.
Yo, you left it?
I had to.
Oh,
She
damn.
wanted to fight. She wanted to sit there and fight them. I'm like, yo, I can't stand that.
Yeah, nah.
There's a time and place for that shit. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know. For you, it's always there's some time and place for everything.
There's a time and place, bro. You can't act. You gotta act like a lady.
This nigga's life's insane.
Nigga, it's just because yours is boring.
So I mean,
I ain't gonna lie.
That's why you here. So
I
you
ain't
can
gonna
make
lie.
it insane.
He has more fun than any nigga I know. He goes out 4 or 5 times a week. He you know what I mean? He got
Facts.
he got.
Facts. I be looking at your stories on IG, my nigga.
I'm gonna tread easy with what I'm gonna say too. He be have creatures, you know, from the fairy tale land, be trying to get at the nigga. The nigga be putting it off.
I'm still mad at you on that though. Yo, what's funny is he hit me up one day. He's like, yo, what you doing tomorrow? We out to this spot, to this great spot. I'm like, all right, cool, bet. Hit me up when you pulling up. And I'm like, damn, he hasn't hit me up. So, but me knowing when he doesn't hit me up, I know he's probably home or he's probably tired. This nigga was already, yo, and I'm like, is this thing for real right now? Like, yo.
Damn, son, you selfish, B.
That was my bad that day. I took a very, very,
You selfish.
very long day that day.
Can we smoke in here?
Yeah, you can do a quick hit. But
Yeah, that's
I would-
funny.
It's not funny.
But that's why I say he goes out more than anybody.
That's cool.
He could, like, yeah, you probably do have more fun than anybody, and it's
Like,
probably better that you don't be fucking.
I moved like so much in
Like,
time.
if you
like,
would be fucking, you wouldn't be having as much fun. I'm telling you, if you'd be fucking bitches, you wouldn't be having as much fun, because there's 2 ways to go about it. You can either be like scumbaggish, you just chill, fuck, keep it moving. You don't have to deal with the stress, or you fucking too many bitches and they're just hitting you up now. But I saw you last week. You haven't seen me in a couple days. And then, you know, I'm busy. I'll suck it. All right, I'm coming over right now.
You're wasting time, yo.
You know what I'm saying? Women, and that's why I say you're.
I try to preoccupy
Yeah,
outside of the
you're
fucking-
doing it more fun. You're doing it more fun, but don't turn down those threesomes.
It's funny because now that you say like you kind of started going outside once you see me outside, I told my boy. Remember when I seen you at Dick by Ears event? It was
Yeah.
an outside
Paperboy
summertime event.
Yeah, Paperboy's thing.
No, it was like in a field, and I had.
Oh
a drone.
yeah, and
I was flying the
with
drone.
Life of Tom was there. Yeah,
Life
with
of
the
Time
drone,
was
yeah.
there. When I seen you there, I told my boy, I said, "Yo, Richie, everywhere."
Yeah.
So, bro, that shit worked.
Yo, it was because of you, man. Like I see you everywhere, and it's like, what am I doing here? I live here in the Bronx. It's like every day there's something to do in New York.
If you really look,
If
and
you really
go
look-
on Eventbrite, that's
Yup.
what I started doing too. I would like be like, "Yo, there's something going on today," because you know, FOMO and
Yep.
I got a lot of following on Instagram. I'm lit, whatever. But that don't mean I get invited to places, bro.
No, you still gotta go ask.
Uh-huh.
Real life is real
For
life.
New York Fashion Week, niggas was like, "Oh, send me shit that you got invited to." I was like, "I ain't even
What?
been invited to
Like,
nothing,
nigga,
bro."
what?
I had to go on Eventbrite just like everybody else. I had to check the New York Fashion Week shit. I had to hit them up. Some of them didn't have RSVP links. I had to email them and be like this. Yo, I work for One New York Wears as a host. I ain't even say I was Ari Serrano designer because they not gonna let me in, bro, as a designer because you're seeing another designer.
Yes.
So they don't want a designer.
They want
That's
the
prejudice?
host. They got a host
They
for a
don't- I
designer.
can take the designer's designs. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like personally, I don't.
Really?
I didn't
There's a
think about
prejudice
that.
there?
Yeah. I mean, think about it. If you're a designer, if Ralph Lauren's not inviting Fendi to come to his Ralph Lauren show because they're competition. You feel me? So I feel like I'm lit and I got a lot of following, but as a designer, I never get invited to fashion shows of other designers. You know what I'm saying? So what I did this year was since I'm the host of One New York Wears,
Shout out to what New York Wears.
shout out to One New York Wears, I got into these events through that as a host, not as Ari Serrano the designer. And I hit up mad people and they responded like this. I bet you if I would have hit them up
Yes.
as Ari Serrano the designer,
Nope.
They wouldn't.
have responded. They would have looked at my page and be like,
So because you led with the host,
I think that's how I got in. But
Yeah.
anyway, I was just saying this because people think I get into places just off of my Instagram.
Nope.
No,
Same
bro.
thing.
I gotta hustle my ass off. I gotta sneak into places. I gotta show up, look crazy, and just walk straight in without. When they be like, yo, I just keep walking. And I don't move around,
I love those.
that's sacrifice right there, though. He's
Yeah,
like, I'm
that's
gonna take
another
that
thing I
chance.
do that other people don't do, and that's another thing I tell people. I sacrifice a lot, and you know what I sacrifice? My 20s, dead ass.
Well,
Sacrifice my 20s to just go outside
Nigga,
and take
what-
risks. Because in my 30s, I want to make
That's
mad money.
that's a figment though. That's more like control. You know, the only thing that we're allowed to do in our 20s is fuck up.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what you're allowed to
Time
do.
Try anything and fall down.
But other than
Try
that-
it again and fall down. Because I'm not trying to do that in my 30s and 40s.
No.
I'm trying to know exactly how to get it and get it.
And you know, you got the most awkward, most depressing, most so many walls to climb through, go over. Like this job of being an entertainer, entrepreneur, or being on your own, or trying to get paid off of just here, trying to get paid off of this. That's the hardest climb in the whole world because nobody will understand it. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's gonna understand it. Your mom and dad could give you the pat on the back.
There's those jobs that people could be like, oh, you're this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
they
oh my
don't-
God.
they don't
5
know.
years, you'll be a VP. Oh yeah,
know.
yeah. Oh, you own a business. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's
all up here in that person's mental.
and it kind of and who does that depend on? You. You know what I'm saying? It takes
Which could cause a lot of stress too. And
does cause a lot of fucking stress.
start
Man.
causing a new disease that niggas don't even know about or some shit. That is a brain disease.
Nah, you figure one, trusting people. Trusting people's one of the hardest things to do. Trusting people to do the job that you pay them for, or trusting people that you go in with going half and are you guys going on a project. To trust somebody to bring their side is a big deal. It's real hard to find people to trust. And then two, the road is like super lonely. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't expect people to have your best interest at heart. You can't. So for at least for me, being the type of person I am, I had to learn how to negate people's best interest because I always kept people's best interest at heart. So I had to learn how to negate that because it's not their fault. It's just is what it is. They're not going to consider you nobody's going to sit there and get $1 million and be like, oh, let me just call Gil.
Yep.
Nobody's going to do that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when you recognize that 20s is just the time to take that time to recognize it. Because it sucks. I be feeling bad, yo, when I see people my age and they ain't doing nothing. And they're soulless. And they're every time you see them, it's another sad story. You know what I'm saying? It's always another something else or another something. And then you offer them some refuge. You want to come? No. That's why you're there. You know, and I feel bad for people like that because it's like, What are you gonna do? You're gonna go another 30 years like this? I've known you for 20, and you haven't got out the circle. You're gonna go another 30 like this? And it's unfortunate, but it's the truth. Some people, that's their path.
Well, I also hear a lot of people saying every 10 years you're supposed to
Change.
into
Yes.
a completely different person.
Yeah.
Like likes, wants.
They say hip hop changed
Yeah.
every 10
And
years.
if you don't, you're wilding.
Yeah.
So those people that you're talking about that's the same for 30, 20 years is crazy because you're not changing at all in them decades. It doesn't make any sense.
And again, I don't think it's fully a person's fault. You know, we live in an era where all these buildings blind our stars. You know what I'm saying? Our ancestors and shit come from an era where they got to see the sky. They got to see the sky. It was quiet. It used to be
Nothing
quiet.
to do but to look up and shit.
And look within each other.
And look within, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Inside, yeah.
Inside each other and inside one another. Now, fuck that, nigga. Smoke that blunt,
Yup.
pour that cup of Hennessy. I don't want to deal with Gil today. I don't want to deal with Gil today. You know what I'm saying?
Play that movie on your phone.
That's how easy it is. You know what I mean? Fucking go on Instagram for 25 hours
Go
and
on live,
scroll on the stories.
Like this is still all brand new. This is only within the past
You
20
know what
to
my
40
boy
years.
said they're gonna invent, like you just said, scroll on the stories. They're gonna invent an automatic scroller. You don't gotta hit it no more. It just goes for you.
iPhone got that shit with the eyes.
For real?
Yeah, they got that. They had that
So
in
it
their
locks
iPhone
onto
for a little
your
while.
eyes?
Yeah, it locks onto your eye retina. Yeah.
That's scary.
I mean, listen.
I mean, AI's already taking over, so I can only imagine with
I'm
like
all for technology. The day you see all these fucking wires, the day I don't have to have all these fucking wires here, I'm all for technology. The day that I could record a verse by just opening my suitcase and it does an Iron Man thing and the microphone goes that I love technology. I don't love it when people online spewing hate shit. I don't love it when when people make a living off of being assholes. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I go crazy. There's this dude on YouTube and he's always walking up to people like he'll have like some food in his hand and he'll walk up to me, want some? You want some? And I was like, what the fuck you what? And no, nigga, you want some food? Off of the phone, I'm like, oh man, shit like that. Like, I get it. You found a niche, you found a pocket, it works. He's gonna get killed one day. And I'm like, the wrong place gonna. And that's what I mean. The righteousness of how you can get famous nowadays. I think that's our problem, because there's better ways to do it. You still sew. You still use your two hands.
Well, have you ever heard that TikTok in China, like they only allow people to get famous, like if you're a doctor or if you're a teacher, if you're doing, that's it. You cannot go viral in China for dancing, for fucking shaking your butt or nothing like that, or fighting somebody or doing something ratchet. Only in the United States, they changed the algorithm so you could go viral for doing completely clown shit. So then our kids grow up doing what?
Looking like clowns.
It's literally set up.
I wonder, but all right.
So they say there's an ulterior motive.
But double-edged sword. Let's play devil's avocado. And again, my stepfather's Chinese. I could say this. Asian people, for the most part, are dull in culture. When they come to the United States, even now, even living, they're dull in culture. They're stiff. Yeah. Even and I even think that leads into them being illogical drivers. How the fuck can we have a movie called Tokyo Drift, but these niggas in Main Street can't drive? Where is it? Where's the separation? And it's like, for me, I noticed that Asians that come from China, very dull. And I think it's because of that. I think it's because of them having a TikTok that only shows them certain things. I think it's because years their country has been, at first it was, everybody got to be a farmer. Exactly. And then it was like, farmers, you guys are kind of dumb. Everybody got to go to school now.
A doctor.
Everybody got to be a doctor.
Yep.
But you know what China don't have? China don't got a Denzel. China don't got a Richard Pryor.
You're right.
China don't got a Robert De Niro.
They don't have culture. They don't have
China
they do, but even their culture is like
yeah,
super like
lame.
this. Yeah.
They
And that's what I said. Devil's avocado. Would we prefer having all this beautiful culture and all these things,
Exactly, yeah.
or we prefer to be straight and smart on the narrow and own the world?
Because when you look at the Asian world, like you probably know somebody in Korea.
They don't got a Denzel. They don't got that. They got a Jackie Chan. They got Bruce Lee.
I'm sorry. You bringing up the wrong names though, because Bruce and Jackie and them niggas, they came to where the culture is in order to be.
And I respect that.
You know what I'm saying?
And I respect
They weren't gonna be gods over there.
No, and you're right, and I respect that. But
Exactly. They wasn't never gonna hit that level of stardom if they stayed in China and shit like that.
But here's the
What, China?
plot twist. Maybe not Jackie Chan, but remember Bruce Lee grew up in the movie world.
Oh, cause his
Well,
family.
His father was
Yeah.
a director.
Well, with Bruce, you know,
He got rolled
he's
up
the
into
anomaly though.
who he was.
But you know, Bruce is the anomaly because Bruce is the only fighting nigga that every fighting nigga loves that never fought. Bruce Lee never got into a fight.
Why? 'Cause nobody
Never
wanted
got
to
into a.
touch that man.
No, bro. He never even joined martial arts competitions though. He was a movie actor that could.
Yeah, even the Chuck Norris shit, it was all acting.
Yo, B, he never laid a hand on nobody. Like in the UFC world, they make fun of Bruce. You know what they say?
Why we not even touching nobody?
What?
Because you already know nobody's gonna touch that man.
They make fun of Bruce, bro.
They could make fun of him all you want.
You know what Mike Tyson said?
He's evil with his head.
Everybody's a badass, so you get punched in the face. He could do all this. What that shit on?
I bet-
Yo, my
I
nigga,
bet-
if Bruce get hit
I
once,
bet-
Bruce get hit once, he folded.
I bet any
Beach
money-
chair.
I bet any money right
Bruce get hit once, beach chair.
who's in the UFC right now, undefeated.
Bullshit. Bullshit.
Telling you now.
Bullshit.
Undefeated.
Bullshit.
Undefeated.
Bullshit.
Bruce Lee, undefeated.
My nigga, I named 5 wrestlers that'll grab his ankle pick him, and break it. What are you talking about? His stance was like this, B. You know who he fights like? Wonder Boy Thompson. You know Wonder Boy Thompson? You know Wonder Boy Thompson? I do. He fights like this too. And you know what his record is? A losing one. You can't fight like this with dudes that are gonna kick your leg out and tackle you.
Remember, that's not all he learned. Remember, Jeet Kune Do. Brazilian
It's a defense.
jiu-jitsu.
It's a defense.
It's a defense. That's for defense if you get hit. That's not if you go in to hit somebody.
He couldn't have learned Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
But
Brazilian
he
jiu-jitsu was from the Gracies and it came through in the late 80s.
That like jumping stance at one point.
That right there, that jumping stance, you know where he
Good
got
luck.
that from? He was a 1960s cha-cha champion. They had a cha-cha dance competition.
Mm-hmm.
won
He
that.
did dancing, yep.
So he added
He did
that-
ballet too.
That little bounce,
little
yep.
cha-cha dance that he added.
Yeah, I don't give Bruce praise. I don't give Bruce that praise. And like nigga, like I said, my stepfather's Chinese. I've been watching him since I've been a baby, but I don't give him his praise because I watch real fighting.
I watch real fighting too.
And
But remember,
Bruce,
what he's doing is instructing. He's teaching. He's not really using this thing to fight unless he has to.
I don't know, man.
Unless he has to use it to defend himself, then yeah.
Even Michael J. White beat niggas up though.
He does too.
In real life
No
though.
disrespect to Michael J. White, great actor. One of the great actor and a great martial artist too. But he can't be Bruce.
You don't think he could beat Bruce?
He said it in the interview on Vlad. And I heard it. And I'm like, yo, I respect him.
He's
I
giving-
respect him to the fullest.
He's giving full respect.
But even Jackie Chan said it. I can't be Bruce.
Yeah, but you gotta understand, them Asian niggas give Asian niggas different respect. They think they'll get
Mind
killed
you,
by the same
Bruce
people.
Lee- Bruce Lee never had up to his full potential. He died at 33.
Nah,
But look how many people Bruce
He died
Lee
young.
Look how many people Bruce Lee taught. He taught Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He taught a few actors, singers. They went to him. They didn't go to no other martial arts.
I get it,
instructor.
but I think it was more because he was the first of his time to do so that way.
And bring it here.
That's what I'm saying. I think he was the first of his time to do so that way. Like,
But he's the one who really it brought it together.
yo, fucking Jet Li and Jackie Chan are more believable than Bruce to me.
Because look, remember they use they do their own stunts.
Jackie Chan.
Oh, Jackie
Jackie Chan broke
lit.
every bone in his body.
Jackie
Yup,
Chan
he-
do it, but remember, they do
That nigga fell all buildings like, okay, I do this again, let's go.
Like, if you look at Jackie Chan and Jet Li movies, they're using like stunts. The camera's moving everywhere. When you see a Bruce Lee movie, you see
It was just
standing
martial
there,
arts.
it's martial arts, grilling niggas like, what's up?
And the sound.
And then all of a sudden,
The sound used to get me.
you gonna hit a boy, boys don't hit back. Step up.
remember, Jackie Chan was a stunt double. He was in Bruce Lee movies. He was like one of those fighters that come into the room and then you see Bruce Lee go like, get ready, like, and they're like, ah, like doing that.
It's so crazy, like those times in the 60s and 70s. You know, it was just up until like 72. They have like these I think they're called parliaments or something like that down south.
Cigarettes?
No. It's where people get arrested and they put them to work and they put them to pick cotton. This just stopped in like 75. I'm like, that's crazy. Yeah. And it would only be the majority of black people in these spaces. And I think 67. But what was going down all those times? The wars, the Beatles, Elvis. You know what I mean? Like all this great culture and all this shit going down. And yet on the low, there's still some real rocky history in America's history, bro.
History. America was pretty much founded on racism. And racism will continue even long after we're gone.
Did you see racism in Connecticut growing up?
Yeah. I feel like even like this ain't really racist, but I had a white friend growing up my whole life. We was mad cool, and like maybe like 2 years ago, I seen the pills on his table, Adderall, and I was like, nigga, how long you been taking these? He was like, ever since I was a kid, nigga. I was like, bro.
Got ADD though?
Yeah, he got ADD. But I feel like I got ADD too, but my mom didn't like let them go crazy with me. But I just feel kind of weird that my boy my whole life been taking these pills of Adderall and ain't tell me until I found out like 3 years ago. This is one of my best friends. So you mean to tell me you've been taking these pills super focused in class like this? No wonder why I couldn't focus in school and shit like that. And I feel like, I feel like I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of shit that people of color don't know that maybe these
like we don't get our
yeah, like you know what I mean. And I feel like there's a lot of racism in Connecticut, but I feel like it's the same like New York. It's not
same shit. It's not no different.
It's the same like New York. Yeah.
You know, sometimes it might not even be your friend's fault because if homie was 5, 6, 7 years old and they train them every day. You got to take this pill every day. You know, he might just think it's a vitamin. He might not even realize.
What I think he thought. But I kind of got at him. I'm like, nigga, you know this gives you focus? He was like, yeah. I'm like, damn, nigga, you could have told me. Like, yo, take this pill. It'll give you focus. You know what I mean? Like,
nah, you might have been better off without it, though. Cause
you're right.
Adderall, sometimes that crash.
Done to your craft and your skills.
And that crash is real. You know what I mean? One, the crash be real. Two, you kind of. I got an addictive personality. So if it works, I'm going back to it. If it works, I'm going back to it. You know, like man, like me taking Adderall now. Oh man, I'd be fucked. I'd be on it all day. And because I look for that. I look for some type of focus. For me, it's hard to also be like. Literally, my computer right now at home is open with 10 tabs, and I'm doing something in each tab because I can't sit down long enough to finish something, so I'll go to something else. Start it or finish it, and then I'll come back to it. That's how my brain works. I had to be honest with myself because I would get frustrated that I would start something and never finish it. Start something and never finish it, and I would get exhausted, mentally exhausted, fatigued, bothered. Damn, I've been here for fucking 18 hours. Fuck. But I saw when I spread myself a little bit more and give myself a little bit more things to focus on, I could see the task through. And with better eyes, when you're sitting there for so long, that ever happen to you when you're trying to make something and it's not coming out the way you want it?
Stop, yeah.
Just stop, right?
And sometimes I don't go back to it for a couple of days. That's another thing I've been learning to do. That like when you give it some shit time, you see it differently after a couple of days. It could even be you having sex with a girl and that shit being bad or good, and then you look at something totally different.
I feel like that. Like before, I'm gonna like call an ex-girlfriend and go see one at 2, 3 in the morning. I'm like, let me just go jerk off. I know I'm gonna feel different about this.
I do that shit a lot too. if I still want to see the girl, that's how you know I'm like really into her. If I'm just like,
yeah, nah, it's a passing.
That's how you know that girl's just a fuck.
It's just a passing. Yep, yeah, nah, it's true though. My therapist used to say that.
Nah, I'm good.
My therapist used to be like, you angry about something? You mad? Get mad tomorrow. You angry? You mad? Get mad tomorrow. Don't let it bother you right now in the moment. because that's where you make the most irrational decisions. But then at the same time, there's been a lot of times where if I didn't move, I would have got hit by the car, so to speak.
Wow, I love that.
You know what I'm saying? Like if I didn't move, if I didn't react
That's
fast
my whole
enough.
life. I feel like that ass. Like I had to move, and I feel like if I didn't move, you would just. You're right, bro. That's a great analogy. I never really heard that before.
You know, because it's the truth though. Like it's with everything in life. Like I know
Something's gonna happen differently. It could be a tiny second.
that it changes.
Move,
You
bro.
know what I mean? I forgot my wallet at home. I got to go back. That one little reason you went back changed your life forever going forward. Because you went back and you didn't miss an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And that's another thing I've been telling people. My fault to cut you
go ahead,
off.
go.
I value time over money because, nigga, we could always make money.
Yes.
If I really want to, I could go fucking sell my body, nigga, for $100 and make that $100 back.
Yep.
But I can't make back that time. I cannot make that opportunity come back, no matter unless we got time machines, which we don't have. So I tell people that all the time. Be very careful when you make a decision. Either you're gonna make it for money or the time and opportunity of it, because it's them two things that separate your shit. And for me, my career has all been based on taking full seizure of opportunities. I remember when I had a full-time job at Home Depot before I started sewing, my boy used to be like, yo, I'm about to go freestyle at a radio station, you want to come? I used to be like, I'm calling out, fuck it. And some people don't have that. Some people
No.
are like, I can't call out, I'm gonna quit my job. I mean, I'm gonna get fired from my job. And what happens? You end up just working at this job for the rest of your life. And you never
Missing
do what
that
you wanna
opportunity.
do.
It's like the
Yeah.
job's forcing you to be stuck there
Yeah.
and work there for years. I remember
It's that one day that you could just meet somebody
And
and
change
change your
your
life,
life or
that be like,
something.
quit that job, and you would have never known.
Yep.
I remember just working at Food Emporium, which is like Pathmark, like a supermarket pretty much. And this woman, I literally started
What did you
there.
do in the supermarket?
You know, just a stock boy, just putting stuff up and stuff. And there was this one woman there. Like, I literally started there, 2008, this was. And, you know, I was chatting with this lady. I was like, how long you been here? Oh, I worked there for 40 years.
Yeah.
That sounds like a supermarket
That's
worker.
a lifetime.
You know, and
Those
she
are
lit.
supermarket workers,
Mind
though.
you,
They do that.
this is Midtown. This is like 59th Street in Manhattan. She lived in Atlantic City. She would take the bus at Atlantic City.
Day.
to
That's
work 8
suspect.
to
She's
5.
running from something.
From 8 to 5. And
Yeah,
she
she's
did
running
that
from
for.
something.
She's been doing that for 25 years.
Yeah, she's either running from something, running from someone.
All for 10 years, you could have had the money to fucking move to.
All her boss is dicking her down. She's going to work for a reason. You hear what I'm saying, Jack? Like, but yeah, that. I had a girlfriend, and that's one big reason why we aren't together, because that was one of the biggest turnoffs that I've ever heard spew out of a person's mouth. You know, I'm 20, 22, 23. I'm trying to do music. I'm doing shows. I'm in the streets all day, every day. I'm doing all this shit, and you know, I'm fucking drinking and fucked up, and it just dawned on me one day. I'm like, yo, because I look at her, and you know, she was so pretty, so outgoing. She was so, and I'm just like, yo, why don't you do something else? Fucking, you're working 40 hours a week. You can't come to my shows. You can't hang out with me. You can't chill with me. And then, you know what I mean? Like, why don't you do something else? Fuck that job. Fuck that. And she looked me dead in my face. She goes, no, that's stupid. She said, why would I do something else? This is guaranteed money. This is guaranteed life. Why would I go ahead and try something? And it turned me off. So I had to respect it. You know what I'm saying? All right, if you are comfortable with 66, 67, 70 retiring, and your stinky ass vagina want to go on vacation at 70 years old and think you're going to go party and turn up, and go ahead.
Yeah, nah,
You want to go you want to go get into a 30, 40-year fucking mortgage and have the white picket fence and be home every day? Go ahead. It's not for me, though. It's not for me. I couldn't see. Yo, I go stir crazy when I'm like working in a building for too long. When I'm in a building for too long, I go stir crazy. I couldn't imagine doing 60, 70 hours in the same seat all week. In the same seat all week, 60, 70 hours.
Well, when I think about that, sometimes I think the money must be so great that it overpowers the annoying.
That's the bit, but isn't that the biggest challenge, my G? You go from making fucking 10 grand a month. You go from making 10 grand a month legitimately with a nice job, but your calling don't let you sleep at night.
Exactly.
Your calling got you up all fucking night, all night tossing and turning back and forth. Cause you're like, damn, this ain't me. I want to do something. The biggest sacrifice is saying bye-bye to that 10 grand until you can go ahead and recoup.
Exactly.
That's the hardest part. You know, that's why having a partner, having great parents, you know what I mean? Like for all of us, if we ever have kids, be a great parent. Be a great parent and help them see through what they want to see through, because it's like, without a partnership, nigga, you ain't doing shit. You ain't going out. There's no way you're going to tell me you would be going as hard as you can if you had to pay $1,500 rent for a one-bedroom apartment every fucking month. You wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? I would go harder if I didn't have to pay a $1,500 rent every month. Because it was up to me, I wouldn't work. If it was up to me, I wouldn't have a 9 to 5. I'd sit on this fucking computer, book my shows, go perform, wake up, go to sleep, go to my studio, do it all over again. That's hard to do with 12 hours of work in your day. And that's why having a partnership, like, yo, bro, I say it all the time, my nigga. I find a sugar mama, I'm marrying that bitch.
Yeah, I be saying the same shit.
Take care of me, honey. I'll rub your feet. I'll suck on toes. I got you.
I be saying the same.
You are Serrano.
You are Serrano.
And I look young, so I'm like, yo, why ain't I find like a fucking sugar mama yet?
What?
Like, I look pretty good. You know what?
Like, mommy, just support me. Just support me, yo. I got you.
Dresses, I'll make you fucking anything.
Oh, see, you like an R&B
see,
nigga.
See,
You like an R&B
that's the
nigga.
plug with you. I can only just get them yo-yos and shit. You getting them all styled out.
Whole dress, like I be telling them. I swear, when I meet Mills, I'm like, yo, fuck with me, like I'll make you, a little dress.
Yo, I was so used that I would just pop any bitch I want. I would just pop up on him. I just pop up on him and just start. She's like, "What are you doing?" And then you pop up, measure her, and then you pop up with a dress, and you be like, "I think this is your size." You just made that? Yeah, I made it for you last night. I did it off a look, you know. I just saw you.
Yeah, I gotta try that. I'm feeling that. I've never done that ever.
Do it.
I swear to God.
Please
Yeah, nigga.
record.
You gotta walk around with that measuring
Like, I
tape.
say
That's
it,
your
I'm like,
calling
yo, I'll
card.
make you something, but I never like,
No, you got,
that
you got.
yeah.
Excuse me, can I? You just gotta, you gotta look at her too. Just she like, why are you looking at me like that?
That's our amazing Mac.
Like, yo, I'm just trying to get your measurements mentally. I'm trying
mentally.
Not because I know, because you know sizes, so you can probably tell a woman's inch size on her waist. So you, oh, you're a. Oh wait, you know what? Can I just check for you real quick? And then she'd be like,
Let me just check with my hand.
what?
Got you.
I should do like a TikTok like that, like a funny shit.
That would be hilarious.
Like where I just go to a bad bitch and I just go like this. And then the clip
Do all
is
the
outfit, yep.
Like a
And
montage, like,
and then women hit me like, yo, I want you to do that to me and shit.
That would
like,
be a crazy montage.
I'm writing that down. Good looking, bro.
I can see the
Got you.
montage. The montage would be fucking
You can help me
amazing.
shoot it.
Help shoot. Yo, get it.
Got you.
Get it. Oh my god.
You
This
let
is-
me know what you want
This
to.
is a freaking dope. What time we got right now?
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say I gotta be out soon.
Yeah, go ahead. We've been here for an hour, 8 minutes. We can cut it.
Ah,
Do you have
great.
any other more questions you wanted to ask me or not?
You know what? Just leave it at that. Where they can find you. Any positive message you want to give to the people.
Yeah, drop
Just
all
shine
your
right here.
links. Yeah, drop all your links. Definitely. I think one thing I appreciate is all the different people that come in here, and that all do different things. So it's like having the connection. It's almost like we put each other in each other's Rolodex. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like the biggest appreciation I have. Especially when you sit with somebody talented and do something, it's like, all right, good. Now I know somebody. If I ever got a question about clothing, a style, boom, got him in the Rolodex, and it's vice versa. You know what I mean?
Exactly, yeah.
You ever need a yo-yo person? You ever need an audio engineer? Anything? It's vice versa. That's like one of the biggest takeaways I take from this. Because when people see it, they be like, yo, he does it. Yeah, he does this. Hit him up. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the best part, being able to put people together like that. Especially off of skill and talent. You feel me? Like, this shit ain't easy, nigga. You come hour and a half ride down here. You know, just the fact that you opened up the convo earlier with, like, I hate sewing. But it's what's bringing you your bread and your butter. And it's what's helping you bring your creativity out. You know what I mean? Express yourself as a person where other people aren't allowed to express themselves that way.
Say that, yeah.
Nope.
You took the chance, you take the gamble. You like, I'm gonna do it that way. You know what I mean? So salute to you, and I appreciate you.
Thank you, bro. Like,
And you a Serrano, holla.
but yeah, you can find me on Instagram at please look at my AS. But I'm gonna be changing it soon, so maybe it'll be changed to
He'll put his new Instagram in that Instagram.
Yeah, I'll put my new joint on that one. But yeah, you can find me on there. And thank you for having me, Richie.
You got any events coming up? Any places you're gonna be at? They can look for you. I dropped this week, so
Also follow What New York Wears,
Yes.
which is
There you
another
go.
page that I host, and we show like New York fashion daily and shit. But probably gonna have my next event's gonna be in New York Fashion Week in September, so look out for that.
so you're setting up. You're setting up for a
alright.
good summer.
All right.
That's what I'm talking about. Go ahead, yo-yos.
Thank you all for watching. You know, please like and subscribe. Appreciate you, Ari Saran, for everything. Like, you're an amazing talent. I'm glad to call you my friend, and can't wait to just watch both of us grow in this crazy thing we call life together, man.
Thank you, bro.
So,
Facts.
peace, love, and yours to you all. That's G.I. the character. What's up, everybody? Pod.
Holla.
Peace, love, and yo-yos to you all.
Peace, man.
And that's Crush.